train that, because I feel like, oh, I didn't, and I've been used to getting by stepping, you know, and I should, you know, I try my best not to step, but you know what I'm saying? I get jammed. I'm too late in the game. Now you did show me where I got my hands gripped, like I can move out of it, but I'm trying my best not to get in that situation to begin with.
Right.
So what should I kind of focus on? I think we can all.
No, I mean, like your question is the thing. Basically, sensitivity, the idea of increasing your sensitivity is that your body will feel and kind of accommodate for these things that are coming sooner and sooner and sooner. I mean,
Sure.
the classic way that I explain it is like, make a fist, please. First time I feel this coming, I get that. Second time, I get that because I moved a little bit. Third time, I get that. Fourth time, I get that. Fifth time, moving already. No, sixth time, boom, I'm already there. Okay, and it's the same with anything else. Like, you know, when we were flowing, you start putting pressure on me, and I'm already stuck and I don't feel like I can do anything about it. Next time, I'm almost stuck up and I'm able to bend my knees with it then, and then I'm good. You know, third time, bend my knees with it, it doesn't even happen in the first place. Fourth time, I've already done that and I'm already past it. So that's just a matter of developing sensitivity, and, you know, part of my job is to keep kind of pushing your ability to do that.
Sure.
If you worked with me and you never got stuck at all, well, that means I'm not actually challenging your abilities. But in general, I mean, you know, that old thing I say, no matter what, when in doubt, sink. So like, you do anything to me, okay, I just sink a little and I'm fine, right? You do something else
Yeah,
to
see,
me.
like something like there, exactly. So you sunk, and then I did not see this coming until it was like too late, and then you got my center, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I gotta be, like, how do I,
Well, just the fact that you
so this is too
just
late.
the fact that I told you to push me already meant you were fucked, because I told you to have this intention to push me.
Sure.
So for your own stuff, don't have the intention to push me, just keep flowing. There we go. Right? I mean, if I have the intention to push you, if you
Yeah.
move with it, I'm going to be fucked
But
too.
don't you have the overarching intention that you're going to get him in contact flow?
If I do have that intention in contact flow, then
I mean,
it
you're
depends. Like
standing
if
there
it's just,
relaxing, or
well, it
you're
depends.
actually-
Like, remember, I told you for this contact flow session to just maintain your freedom,
Oh, see, yeah.
no matter what. Now, if we were to like do combat flow and have like everything going on, then again, I can't have any particular intention to do anything that he's going to feel. Okay, if we're going and I'm like, I want to run really, right? That's what happens if I was going to say I really want to chop your throat or something, right? So that's one of the first things we want to get out of the way. So we're moving with what is, and ideally just kind of allowing the natural things to happen. Just like as the body moves, you just kind of feel where you can touch, right? While staying free, and hopefully while staying safe. You know, rolling with whatever he's doing.
Well, the other one is counting coup, otherwise you just be touched.
Right. Yeah, I mean, basically that's what I'm doing, if you notice. I mean, it might not feel like it's done, but from my perspective, like all I'm doing is touching. Now, if I'm touching with, depending on what speed we're going, and my skeleton is like nice and unitized behind it, again, I'm not trying to hit him hard, just allowing the skeleton to run into shit. I don't know what it feels like to you, Doug. I mean, I feel like I'm just barely touching it. But that's the idea. So basically, to answer your question more directly, if we're doing contact flow, and here's what it feels like if I have intention to like do particular things to your arm, I want to get him off balance, oh fuck, right? I want to hit him, oh fuck, right? No, but if I'm doing what I should be doing, and again, like I'm talking right now from a more combat flow perspective, where there is that kind of less abstract, more kind of combative
Well,
mindset.
you're trying to neutralize the other guy, right? That's the idea.
Well, I'm just basically allowing myself to be free so that I can keep discovering where I can touch,
It's fine.
and do stuff, right? And you can, you know, and it's about experimentation above all. But right now you have a lot of intention up here, so I'm just kind of playing off that to do stuff. If I had intention of specific stuff that I want to do,
No, I
you
see
notice
what
how
you
easy
mean.
it is
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if I'm really just keeping my body free, and again, if I just stay here and keep my body free, that's not it. So generally the way I look at it is I'm keeping my body free, and now I'm just going to keep closing distance. Right? Not in a bullish way, but just kind of stick with you, keep my body free, close distance, allow these things to happen just when they naturally come up.
And I
Right?
have the intention not to get.
Well, I mean, and if we're
Push
both,
back.
well, I mean, if you have the intention not to get pushed back, that might not work, right? So instead of thinking about not getting pushed back, just maintain your freedom, right? Yeah. So here's me trying not to get pushed back. Continue.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I'm gonna like be forcing back the other way, right? I don't want to not get pushed back. I want, no matter what you're doing, even if you're pushing me back,
You want to keep your
right? I want to stay free and just feel where I can stay in and allow stuff to happen, right? It's like sometimes some people, like, they talk about always like, flow with me. I want to get past your hands. I want to get in on you. Well, guess what? If that's my intention, I'm never going to be able to do it. Here, I really want to get past your hands. Why isn't it working? Now if I stop here, continue flowing, now I stop thinking about getting past your hands, and I just kind of maintain my freedom and keep closing up any distance as I can.
So what should I be thinking?
That's
what I'm trying to say.
Here's an idea. Think about nothing but the feeling in the bottoms of your feet, and keep your feet feeling solid on the ground. If you need to pick one up and replace it, that's fine for now. But if you feel your feet getting peeled off the ground, that's kind of an uncomfortable feeling, right? So
Then
just
move
really
the feet.
focus on the bottoms of the feet. You don't necessarily need to move it, but here, if you're pushing into me, and now I feel like my front foot's getting light, and I just adjust so that they're both solid on the ground now, and keep it flowing. So just think about the bottoms of your feet. Good. And now, as you keep your feet comfortable, just
Things
feel
happen.
where you can easily touch, not hit, not set anything up. And now if I move back, you just kind of like, just close in the distance, just fill the space, yeah. As a general thing in contact flow, if there's space between us, whoever kind of fills it first is usually in better shape, because that forces the other guy to do something about it. So if we're here, you feel space, just fill it gently, not bullishly, right? That was, you got all tense over here. So just kind of fill it nicely while keeping free. Feel the bottoms of your feet as you walk in, feel the bottoms of your feet, feel comfortable. Feel where you can just touch. See if you can do stuff without letting your arms dangle all the way down, because check it out. Even if you push my arms down or something, I want to make my
I saw
body
you did that
free.
all the time.
Sorry?
You did that a couple of times where you had these great scissors up or, you know.
Well, it's not that. What I'm saying is if you push my arm down, I don't want to necessarily let them come down and out, because that's kind of inefficient, right? But if I move my body better, then I can avoid that pressure and have them ready to be a little more efficient. It's easier to see this from a third person. So like if Bruce is like pushing my arms down and out, and I do something like that expecting this to happen, that might happen, or he might push them down and out and immediately move in and attack or something. Now it's kind of not the best situation, but instead he pushes my arm down or something, I just turn my body and keep everything in here. Anything Bruce wants to do with my hands to like get them out of the way, if I just keep adjusting, you know, like don't get my, just imagine you want to just get my hands far away from you, like you don't like my hands. Right? Anytime he does anything with them, if I just keep my lower body moving and comfortable, continue, you have to keep the hands away. Right? Notice I don't actually need to allow my hands to like go out of there. Or like if I want to move in, I don't need to leave my hands behind me, because that will allow Bruce to do what?
He's already in.
Potentially. Yeah. So instead, but again, when I'm moving in, I don't want to like try to force my way in, because that'll only work against smaller, weaker people who don't want to kill me, right? But so as I feel this, continue, Bruce. Right, I'm just kind of moving in, filling gaps, touching, and just kind of feeling what happens. Like just kind of feel. It's interesting how he moves, and I can just kind of. This kind of gets into like what I was talking about in some of the newsletters. It's like when you're working with John, a lot of the time, it's not that he's actually hitting you, it's that you feel stupid enough to keep running into wherever he is. Now, granted, he's adjusting his body to be where he knows you're gonna run into it. You know, and depending on what you're doing, maybe he is actually hitting you. But yeah, so Bruce, don't worry about this. Just keep moving. Good, yeah, keep touching. You use both your hands. Feel everything is going on. If I'm trying to push you back, yeah, you just keep moving in, keep your focus out here. Stop focusing on my chest. Good. Yeah. You just keep. Yeah. So you just, yeah. So if we're doing more combat flow, just continue closing the gap, but not giving any. These are just antennas. These are just antennas telling your body where to go, and you don't want them jammed up. And then you can just move in and keep touching with no intention. Keep touching with no intention. Keep moving in. Keep moving in.
Keep moving in.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep changing the angles. Right. Because if we're just head to head like this. Like don't actually move or change angles. You know, technically we could be here all day.
Like a washing machine.
Right? Yeah, but like if I start changing the angles a little bit, feeling where, you know, that makes you panic, feeling where this is. Boom,
And then I
boom, boom.
resist. You see that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, it's okay. It happens. Right. touch, feel what else is going on, and you know, and it just. But this goes back to what am I doing with my body? Always keep it comfortable and free, because if even for a second I have any intention here, boom, I'm gone. If even for a second I really want to hit him here, well, that's not going to work, right? Or if he like is drilling into me and I try to like hold my ground, well, that ain't going to work either, right? So, and as you said, the earlier, not faster, but the earlier I feel something going on and I change, the better, right? Or sometimes, you know, I feel it happening earlier, but I change only at the last split second, so he kind of falls into the trap. It's another thing, but it's still a matter of, you know, the sensitivity, like feeling it, kind of knowing subconsciously what's going on. I forget the original question. So, yeah.
How to train it? I mean, it's basically just experience and.
Yeah, I think it was about the intention stuff, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, I can't have any specific intention. There's a lot of ways to, like, you know, the ideal way to train contact flow is completely mindless and meditative and just feeling what's going on. It's kind of hard to train, like, combat flow that way, but even with combat flow, I definitely don't want to be thinking of where I'm going to hit you. I don't want to be thinking about where you're going to hit me. Remember the way John perceives his stuff. You start moving and he has an entire sphere of possibilities. It's not like you're hitting here so he needs to go here. No, you're hitting there, he could be going here, he could be going here, he could be going here, here, because he has the freedom to move anywhere. And he just, you know, either
Even
picks
within his
one.
limitation, though, you got limitations.
Oh yeah,
So
exactly.
awesome.
But so as something's happening, I just maintain my freedom and just whatever happens, happen. You do something else about this, right? And I just, you know, I'm taking advantage again. What did I take advantage there? That little bit of tension or intention in your shoulder, right? Notice that's why you're a little off balance. So get rid of that. Don't force your way out of it. Just here. Well, here, just adjust your center of gravity slightly, and now you're free to boom and continue.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so like if you have me off balance, like, sorry, this is going far afield, we'll train more in a minute. If you have me off balance here, I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it from here. No, but if I just change where my center of gravity is, you know, that's what happens, right? You know, no matter what you got me going on there, I still have an entire sphere of possibility. And that's what people miss, because like if you are doing something to me and my brain just goes here, I'm trying to deal with it right there, then I just cut off the entire sphere of possibility in the world, right? Which might have been that, which might have been this, right? Which might have been, you know, just something as simple as this, right? Whatever. I mean, as long as I maintain my freedom and utilize it by not mentally getting drilled down into a particular thing or a particular intention, then I'm good. And yes, this is the hardest part to understand about Gaiacast and to execute under pressure.
Exactly.
Physically, all this is relatively easy. I mean, not easy, but like if you do your balance exercises, you'll get better balance. If you do the exercises we did earlier, you'll get a feel for hitting with looseness eventually, maybe. Right? But really, you know, and that's why John always reiterates it, getting out of the logical, linear thinking about all this.
And also feeling with somebody who does it really pretty good, right? That also really helps to show you what's possible.
Oh, it helps. A lot of people could not explain this to you, but they can do it. Because at the end of the day, it's about, you know, training the subconscious, and they might say, no, be looser. It's like, yeah, well, there's a lot more to it than that, but they don't realize it because they've just been trained up, and it's all good. That's what's cool. Let's keep flowing. All right. So now, same deal. I want you to try to really, and if any of this stuff helps in terms of like the mental stuff, like, you know, really feeling the bottoms of your feet. Because really, feeling always secure on your feet is the same thing basically as maintaining your freedom, right? Because if Doug's pushing me or doing anything somewhere and I feel my feet kind of getting peeled off the ground, well, automatically I don't have any freedom there, right? But if I immediately peel my feet off, if I adjust it so that my feet feel secure from any angle, he's pushing here, and adjusted it so my feet felt secure, then ignore all the stuff besides what I did here, okay? Because I just do this stuff and then it's distracting. All right, so basically it's the same idea, right? Of just like keeping my feet secure. So now you are we're gonna maintain that same idea of like feeling the freedom at all times, but I'm allowed to move my legs. Make sure that you're using them slowly and efficiently. So notice how I'm not doing this. Move slowly, Doug. No, that's not realistic, right? Or if Doug's fist is about to hit my face, No, you're not gonna be able to do that. This fist goes from here to here, go fast, real fast, right? I'm not gonna even have time to unweight myself, all right? I will have time to, yeah, go fast. Not this guy, right? I do have time to sink and drop, right? Because that's the cool thing, gravity's always there. But I won't have time necessarily to like step. But when doing contact flow, and now we're allowed to step, I'm keeping my balance, I'm moving my feet slowly, and I'm using the stepping to create angles and to move in. I'm not using the stepping to make me able to tell myself, yeah, push. I wasn't off balance, I just decided to step back. No, bullshit, you were off balance, right?
When you say create angles, so what?
So,
Because you don't want to stand toe to toe, you said that earlier.
right, so basically if I'm here, and again, you don't even need to step to do this, continue, just whatever, right? So notice I took a little step, now I'm coming in from this angle, right? Or from here, I just notice I changed the angle a little bit, and there we go. Because if I were to just stay right here, we'll be here all day,
Yeah.
okay?
It's
I
kind of
change
like,
a
it's
slight
kind of like a
angle
rolling
there.
ball thing where you kind of getting just a little bit off, but except by taking a step.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you show me a little bit of rolling the ball instead of taking a step every time with the same kind of thing?
No, I mean, I'm just
Okay.
shifting, if I shift my weight, here, watch it, watch where my nose is, right? I shift my weight that way, I'm here, I shift my weight that way, I'm here. I'm just changing, even without stepping yet, just changing slightly where my center of gravity is, and then able to do stuff from here. And the key is, if I let you feel it like this, then we're back to square one. But as you're doing something, if I change the angle slightly and don't let you feel it,
Oh, that's true.
yeah. Or, and again, on a bigger scale, whatever, I take a little step here, that's fine. Again, it can't be a matter of this is about to hit me, so I take a quick step and now I think I'm safe, all right? Everyone understands the difference, all right? But we're gonna do stepping, but, you know, so I'm moving in, I'm changing angles, I'm moving in. All right, I don't wanna see a lot of stepping back, or if he's coming in at me, I don't wanna see, oh, I'm safe, no. Okay, but it could be as I feel, I might take a little step that way and then come back this way. Yeah, so instead of trying to block that, yeah, don't keep your head there, sink a little, there you go, continue.